everyone, it's Kristi. Welcome back to Christmas in July. I have a little confession to make. So I had another video planned for today, and I played with it, and I played with it, and I played with it, and I cannot make it work. I am not good at beading and wire, and I'm just gonna say that. If it involves taking pliers and twisting wire and wrapping it, I'm not doing it, because I tried again and I was going to make one of these cute, I mean, it is cute, but look at that wiry mess right there. I can't figure out how to wrap and make it tight. And yeah, I'm going to put this on my Christmas tree, but I'm not going to do a video. But if you are interested in this video, I will leave a link in the description box. I want to say it's, oh shoot, I'll put it in the description box because she did a very good tutorial. It's just that I am not coordinated with wrapping and folding, and I don't have the right kind of pliers perhaps, because I have these and she used round nose pliers, which I don't have. I do have wire cutters, and so that wasn't the issue. It was, yeah, the wrapping. But aren't they cute? I mean, yeah, I'm into anything miniature, so. And it was, you know, you just need buttons and wire and star beads. However, the next video that I was going to do is this one. And this is a mop angel. There's several ways to do mop angels. Some people use the whole mop and then do a face. And I have one that I hang up every Christmas that I got from one of my students when I was teaching kindergarten. And so that's been, oh my gosh, many moons. It's been hanging on my wall every single year. The little girl that gave it to me, well, actually it was she and her brother. Her brother was older. She's got 4 children now, married happily, and so it was, you know, a lifetime ago, basically. But this is a small tassel style angel. And all you need for this, Dollar Tree mop, okay? I paid $1.50. I bought 3 because I wasn't sure how much I was going to need. After watching the video again and looking at the mop, I can make probably 5 angels out of one mop. So I've got plenty. You're going to need a wooden bead. These are 1 inch with a hole. I got these on Amazon, and I will leave that link in the description. This is from Dollar Tree. It's just natural jute cord. This is from Dollar Tree. It's pipe cleaners. And this is from Dollar Tree. Now, I've been having a hard time finding this. I'm going to have to go to a different Dollar Tree. My Dollar Tree is quite small and does not carry everything. So the one up near our Costco is much better. And yeah, so I happen to have this on hand, and that's what I've used. Now, I'm using Fabri-Tac, and I had no issues. The only thing that I forgot to do was turn this backwards so that the knot was inside. And then she glued, I think she used a larger ribbon. I think she used a 3-inch ribbon, and this one is 2. So I glued it up a little bit higher, and I think if you used a 3-inch ribbon, of course, it's going to cover this knot as well. But you could just kind of poke it in between there if I have my pokey tool out, and then just kind of hide it. Or you could put something over it if you like. But I will leave her video. And the gal that did this is Manda Panda Projects, and yeah, so she made this very easy, and I'm going to show you how it's done. I'm going to fast forward some stuff because it does take a little bit of time, but not a ton. I mean, I did this whole thing start to finish in a half an hour. So, and with drying time. So the Fabri-Tac is pretty fast. If you've got Fabri-Tac, I would use that. Otherwise, she used a hot glue gun in the video, and I was even thinking you could use something like this around her waist. to conceal that little cord. So lots of options, but I'm just going to show you the way the way I made this one, and then you guys can take it from there. All right, so you're going to start out with a Dollar Tree mop, and like I said, I got this for $1.50, and she suggested taking 10 strands, so that's what I did, and it seemed to be the right amount. Now, when you first start taking these strands out, nobody tells you this, they're in there really good. So what I did was I kind of lifted about half of this off and pulled from the middle, holding onto the plastic and just pulling these out. So I need 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, and now the rest of them are gonna, now I've made 2 out of this one already, and I've got plenty more. So I would say you could make, depending on how fluffy you want your tassel portion, you could do at least 4, but maybe 5 or 6. So then what you're going to do, now these are just the size that the mop comes, and these are like 20 to 21 inches. I kind of just get in here and pull this apart and then straighten it out a little bit and then pull these apart. They're 3 to 4 strands each. Some of them even have 5 strands. So we're just gonna stack those up just like that. I go from the middle because I'm less likely to get a knot. If you pull from one end, it can knot on itself. And we're just going to stack these up. So I will definitely fast forward through this section. Now you'll notice that some of these have like a little cottony piece on the end. I'll show you. I got another one sitting over here. I'm just tossing that. We don't need to keep that. It comes off. These are, you know, cotton. But for instance, this one has, well, maybe not. Anyway, sometimes when you're, after I pull them apart, I kind of get them to try and relax a little bit, and sometimes you'll get a little bit or piece of like this on the end, and you don't need it. It's just going to get in your way. So just toss those, and I've got one more piece here on the, oh, this is, and you'll notice that some are fat, some are skinny. Doesn't matter. I've got one left here, but because they're so twisty, that's, you know, just take your time. Yeah, and I think you saw I had a knot in one that was a super skinny one, and if you know, as long as you're not pulling super tight to get them apart, you can get the knots out. It's not the end of the world, but kind of just rolls back on itself, creating a knot. And if you can pull it apart and settle down that curl a little bit. All right, so there we go. Now the beauty of this is that these are 21 inches. You can make a longer tassel or a shorter tassel. I made mine about 6 inches from her waist, but you can decide that later. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to take a piece of twine, and my little head rolling around. This one you want to be about 15 inches long. Okay, so I'm just going to cut that 15 inches long. The reason you want it long is because it's also going to be your hanger. And we are just going to put this right in the middle underneath and tie a knot. So bring that up. And you want to tie this relatively tight. This is going to be the top of your ornament. So where her head is going to sit. And we're just going to leave these strings until the end. That's where our head is going to go on those strings, and also that's going to be our hanger. So you can see that this ends up being, oh my gosh, I can't measure that way. I didn't go exactly in the center, so you can see where I'm off, but this is 12 inches long from here to here. Oh no, the whole thing is 12 inches. This is 10 inches. So we'll decide that in a little bit, how long we want that. So I'm just kind of smoothing this down, you know, getting it smooth, and then we will tie another piece of twine, which is about 8 inches. And we are going to put that right here. Now, I'm just going to say that is about, I'm going to say about. If you want her to have a longer or shorter torso, that's up to you. But I'm going to say about 1.5 inches from the top. And I want to make sure that these are good, and before I tie that on, make sure that these are nice and smooth the way I want it. There we go. And I'm going to tie that as tight as I can get it. And then I'm going to clip these off. I am going to leave it a little end because I don't want it to come undone. But depending on how big your bow is, that could be covered. So this will be our front. Okay, so the next thing that we do after that, we've got our hanging ties. We've tied that knot in the back. Now we're going to take the burlap ribbon, and we're going to make, this piece is going to be about 10 inches long. Okay, so then let me just set this aside for a minute. All I'm going to do is loop this around and overlap it, maybe 1/2 inch. I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac because I am not a fun or a fan of glue guns. I have used them in the past and they are not a friend to me. So, well, I said I was going to use this, but let's get some to come out. It's helpful if it comes out of the bottle. Looks like there's some fibers or something. There we go. Okay, I'm doing, I don't know, almost 1/2 inch. And I'm going to let that get a little bit tacky for a sec. Put the glue back. And I've got some clips here that I'm using for holding it. And I'm just going to overlap that like such. You will get it on your fingers, but you won't burn them. Alright, so yeah, I like the overlap to be about 1/2 inch because I feel like that's going to be helpful for me to be able to cinch this and not have it separate. Kind of like when you're doing a collage and you don't want that paper to be the edge in where you're going to be folding the middle of your signature. So this is going to be the center of our wings and it's going to get scrunched up. So I'm just going to give that a second. While I let that dry for a second, we're going to go ahead and put the head on. I haven't had any problems threading these two pieces of twine through here, but if I'm on screen, sometimes things happen, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what I'm going to do is just kind of twist it and hope for the best. Looks like it's coming through, and ta-da, we have both of them. So we're just going to pull that down like that, and her waistband is a little crooked, but that's not a big deal. We're not going for perfect. It's handmade. So now I have a piece of a pipe cleaner for the halo. And you can make the halo as big or as small as you like. I kind of like it to be a little bit bigger than her head, not too much. So you won't need a whole piece. I'm thinking probably about 5 or 6 inches. So I'm just going to trim off a little, and I'm going to take the ends and put them together, and then I'm going to take my finger and hold these two ends and then just twist. Okay, and then I'm going to twist all these all the way down so that they become one piece, and this is going to go in the hole in the top of her head. And then fix your little halo and then bend this way. Okay, so you've got it like this. That's going to be your little halo. So let's go back to this. This should be, yeah, that's dry enough now. We're going to take another piece of twine, about 8 inches long, and we're going to cinch this piece. Now when I get it, I flatten it out a little bit just so that I can, it helps me center it. And I want to be right on this line here. I'm going to tie it on the seam side. I am going to cinch it and then I'll fix it. So I'm just going to cinch it like that. Get a knot in it. This is where it's fun or helpful to have a friend crafting with you. We're just going to take that, tie that knot, and then trim off the little bit of extra. I usually leave about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch hanging. Alright, and then you can take this and just kind of play with it until you get it the way you want it. Okay, because you want to have, if you want your wings open, or if you want them closed, flat. I think I have mine flat on the other one, but you can open them like this. Just play with this little piece until you get it the way that you want. This will be the outside. So I'm going to put a good amount of Fabri-Tac on here. Because I want this to not come off. Alright. And then I'm going to decide where I want those wings. Whoops, got strings. We've got this in the back. So do you want your wings here? Here? I think I'm going to go right for the middle. Right there. And press down. And there again, after you get this all done, you can modify it a little bit more too, if you want your wings puffier. I'm just going to let that sit for a second, and then I'm going to hold that, bring it up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this string forward and kind of tuck it under my thumb, and I'm going to put a little bit of Fabri-Tac. Now, Fabri-Tac, I have Fabri-Fix, but I think it's all the same. I'm going to use the narrow one here in my Sugar Bell bottle just so I can get inside this hole. And I'm just going to put a little bit of this in there in the hole. Okay, I think that should be enough. And then I'm going to take our halo and I'm going to stick that in the hole. You decide how much you want it sticking up, like that. And then we're going to take the hanger and it's going to come right up through the halo. And don't worry, we can adjust the halo, but we want this coming up through the halo so the halo can be free to, and then just tie a knot. Just like that, so that you have a hanger. And there you go. You can see. Oh, let's trim it. All right. Now, if you want to, you can leave this like this. All right. So let me put my lid on my glue. Oh my word. Okay. There we go. So let's decide. I made the other one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so about here. So this time I think I want to go a little bit longer. I'm going to go right here, and it cuts off really easy. Just, you know, cut off a little bit at a time, like that. And then, you know, oh, I missed a piece. You can trim other pieces. Now, you could get really fancy on this and tie lace or whatever around the middle, glue some flowers on. You could paint a face. You could buy the 1-inch wood pieces that already have a face on them. I've seen those too. But yeah, this is just really fun, and now I have 2. I do not know if I will sell these at my craft fair. I think that I might offer this as a giveaway for the people that sign up on my mailing list. So if you take this and you don't like where stuff is, just kind of take some of these and you can pull them up a little bit. You can pull them tighter through the waistband. I'm not worried about it being too perfect. I think you could probably brush this out too if you were careful. It is very cottony, almost like a cotton swab, so I wouldn't take a brush and just go at it, but you could fluff it up a little. I kind of like the way it is right now, but is this all on screen? I mean, it's, yeah, it's good size now. So from the halo to the bottom is about 11.5 inches now, so good size. I like it. So guys, I thank you for watching. I hope you like that. I hope you'll try it. It's really easy. Yeah, like I said, it took me a half an hour start to finish. The longest part is undoing the mop strands. It's not too difficult. So I will see you next time. Bye now.